All right, so y'all see the headline, Robyn is the leak. We all know that Robyn set Meri up. We know that she staged this catfish. We know because it's plain and obvious. So now Kody has thrown Robyn underneath the bus and has admitted that it was Robyn that told him about the catfishing. I don't think that Kody was involved in the catfishing. I think he would be appalled if he found out that Robyn did something like that, where put. I think I think Kody would have been appalled by knowing that Robyn would go to such great lengths to get rid of Meri. But then again, I'm like, he hated that lady so much. I don't know. So Robyn is trying to say that she was trying to help, and it wasn't helping because Meri said conversations that she would have with Robyn about what's going on would end up back in the catfisher's hands. And then there would be headlines and stories coming out, and it leads me to believe that Robyn did what she normally does. She fed her friend Kendra information that Meri told her. Kendra told the media because we were getting information that was a reliable source allegedly when all this was happening. And then Kendra would also feed the catfish. Now, if this if we're going to believe that Robyn was so concerned about Meri being taken advantage of and wanted to do right by her, why didn't she encourage Meri to contact the authorities? Why did she feel the need to put herself in between Meri and the catfish? Because she felt comfortable with this catfish because she knew the catfish. I believe that the catfish is one of the gay friends that Robyn said that she had, and they put this lady up to it because this lady is obviously super loyal to Robyn because she has not outed Robyn, and I think eventually she will. But Kody and Robyn have crafted such a good narrative for idiots because now they're trying to say, well, the sister wives, the OG3, are just wanting to blame Robyn and scapegoat her for why their relationships went bad with Kody. And of course, Kody accepts no responsibility in that. And he just tries to like glaze over it and say those relationships were just bad and that they just didn't work out and that's it and they need to move on. And it's like, no, she did run interference in those relationships. She definitely did. And we know that. How do we know that Robyn was behind the catfishing? Is the same reason we know that she was interfering with those marriages. Because when she had a conversation with Janelle, she went back and told Kody when the conversation happened about the big house and the purchasing of the big house and using all the resources in the bank account. And Robyn went crying to Kody because Janelle was telling her what to do. And he came back and told her she wasn't a team player and really scolded her and really came after her. Then Robyn put herself in between Christine and Kody's relationship, trying to be counselor Robyn, as Janelle likes to call her. And Christine's expectation was that if she was going to mediate between the two of them, which would have been fine, she said, as long as it was done in front of her. But they were having um, behind the scenes conversations, cyborg conversations without Christine about Christine. And then when he would come over, he would come back with anger and not wanting to fix things. And so Robyn made things worse. And after one or two times, after the first time, and I'm sure, Christine told her she had to know what she was doing because you know why we know she knew she was doing? Because she did it to Christine and she saw what happened. And then she did it to Janelle later on. And then she did it to Meri. She told Kody about the catfishing. She knew what she was doing. She was trying to position herself as the top wife and put the rest of the wives in the basement and wanted them to accept the basement treatment. And they said, hell no. And so now she's trying to reframe herself, not even reframe herself. She's trying to switch the narrative now back to victim. Before it was like, I was trying to help the family and this and that, but now she's a victim of the family again. And so let's listen to this clip about Meri talking about how Robyn was snitching on her to the catfish.
Robyn did. Robyn would come over and talk to me about it. And like, what's going on? What's going on? And I would tell her what's going on. But then other stuff would happen and other stories would be out there and other communications supposedly, would happen, and
So you put two and two together and you're saying that maybe Robyn was the leak?
I'm not saying I know who
Oh,
was the
Mary,
leak.
put your big girl
I
panties
just
on.
know that, you know what? No.
About
Stand on
time.
business.
No. There were times that I would have a conversation with Robyn that the catfisher would find out about.
Mary, because it was a setup. They set you up. This was all a setup. They wanted to get control of Mary. And how do you get control of Mary? You shame her into a corner. And that's exactly what was done. If it was unbeknownst to Kody, then shame on Robyn for doing that behind his back. And I hope he sees like how toxic this lady is. I think he will eventually see it. I don't know. She's gotten pretty manipulated, but I believe that she did it behind Cody's back. I don't think he knew that she was going to set up a catfish. I don't know. Maybe he knew and was all for it. And if it was, it's fucked up. But the biggest things that really came out was Janelle. The more Janelle talks, the more I don't like this lady. So Janelle talks about her relationship with Meri. She's constantly blaming Meri for being a bitch and, not accepting of her and things like that. Well, Meri finally got candid and tells her truth. And she told us how Janelle tried to marry her husband on her birthday. And she also found out that Janelle left her brother to go after Kody because she made remarks about how she wants her sons to have Kody's build. And it got back to Meri. So Meri has to like eat all this, and then Kody and Janelle decided they were going to be together and pretty much steamrolled Meri and said, hey, you have to just accept it and get over it. Janelle had no understanding or even care about Meri's feelings. And so much so that Jen said that she came over to Janelle's house because they were doing business or whatever and said, hey, Meri's in a dark place. You really should check in on her. And they never did. Meri said it's probably not going to happen. And Meri knows why. Meri, stop playing dumb. You were mean to them and their kids. They're not fucking with you. So let's not act like you don't know why. And I wish she would own that and not glaze over and be like, you know what, I understand why they don't fool with me because she wants so much understanding of her feelings, but she doesn't want to accept understanding of how she hurt other people and how her behaviors have impacted her life. And she can't keep trying to blame the catfishing on Kody. Yes, his treatment of her was horrible, but she had free will. She could have left. Just like she left now, she could have left and been single and mingling. But instead, she wanted to cling on to this image that she's still married to this man, she's committed to this family. So, yes, you cheated. And so, yes, that is Kody's business because y'all are pretending to be a couple and you blew up the spot. So, anyway, the more Janelle talks, the more we realize how nasty she is and how much she gaslighted Meri. So, her and Meri were bumping heads about things because, Janelle's a nasty bitch. She never wants to clean. She has her kids do everything. And so Janelle said that Meri used to tell her common sense shit, like watch how much food you're putting in the sink because it's clogging it up and it's causing plumbing issues. Simple thing. Oh, she was horrible for telling Janelle that. So much so that Janelle's passive aggressive ass decided to, and she was laughing. She's telling Suki that she would purposely stuff more food down the drain just to piss Meri off. And I believe that's just a symbol of the behavior and the level of passive aggressive things that were happening. Hence the wanting to marry her husband on her birthday because she didn't like Meri. And she just bulldozed her way into the family, didn't connect with his wife at all, didn't try to connect, just wanted to go straight for the man. And so, of course, Meri's not going to trust her. And then Janelle even admitted that she pretty much like snitched on Meri and was telling Kody that Jen told Meri to just take the money and leave. We don't believe that because Janelle, you never told this story. You never told this story. Now you're trying to change it up because you got caught red-handed being shisty. and trying to make a deal with Kody behind everyone's back. And I noticed one key thing. Christine did not defend Janelle when that story came out. She did not say, I don't believe Janelle would do that. She knows Janelle. She knows that Janelle is shiesty. Hence, I don't think that Christine and Janelle are friends anymore because of how candid Janelle spoke about David's opinions about polygamy, how it's wrong and it's miserable and it's not a good thing. And Janelle was like really offended and said her stomach turned because he said he's like making a broad statement on their family. And it's like, Janelle, and kudos to David for saying to say this. He said, Janelle, you could feel that way, but look what happened to your family. Did it turn out well? No, it didn't. It doesn't work. It's unnatural. And this is why he feels the way he does, because he's been around polygamy his whole life. Kody has lived polygamy, yes, longer, but he has been around it and he's seen from outside looking in, yes, that it's miserable and it's not good. And also, he had two sisters that were involved in polygamy. He was in the front row seat. He has a right to speak. And so for Kody to be trying to do slight digs and talk about he's a construction worker and our conversation is different. Kody, you act like you're some intellectual. You're a fucking college dropout who made his money off of grifting and stealing from women. Like, get the fuck out of here. You made your living from lying to the public, pretending to be a husband to all these women, when really you had one favorite wife. You stayed over her house constantly, so much so that your one wife, who became an empty nester, you abandoned her as soon as she saw the ink dried on the divorce decree. So miss me with it. And so Janelle, the more she talks, the more we realize that Janelle's a liar. Janelle pretty much admitted that yes, indeed, she did make a side deal with Kody because she said, "Well, my lawyer said." And when somebody leads with what my lawyer said, you're lying and you're admitting the truth. The truth is that you made a side deal. All right, let's finish this clip.
And it was specifically only with Robyn, nobody else knew.
Correct.
So that's why you said
So there was
earlier that you were feeling betrayed.
There was a huge lack of trust there because my private conversations that I was having with Robyn, and I don't believe that she did it intentionally to hurt me. I think
Meri.
She did it to try to help the situation, but she
Bullshit.
kept making it worse and kept making it worse. And by sharing the information, and I even kept saying to her, "Don't talk. Don't talk."
When she was talking, who was she talking to? Like
a friend that she had at the time that was in communication with it.
Meri's so in denial still. Meri is so in denial. You were set up, babe. Like, they set you up. She was talking to her friend because the friend was the in between Robyn and the catfish, so that her hands didn't look dirty and that she looked like she was trying to help. She wasn't trying to help you. Please. Do I have any more clips? Oh, yeah. Janelle. Let's talk about Janelle. Oh.
I will say, she said to me one time, well, I told Meri that she should, just take all the money and leave. And at that point, I sort of ended that professional relationship with her because I felt uncomfortable.
So you told Kody what was said.
So this is how we know that Janelle's a liar. Jen refutes that whole conversation. Jen says she regrets not telling Meri to leave. I don't believe it happened, because if it happened, I think Meri would have done it. I think Meri would have listened to Jen at some point if she had kept telling her to do that. Or actually, she might even shun Jen if Jen had kept telling her, badgering her to leave. So I don't believe that conversation happened. And Janelle's such a liar. Jen said even when she shut down her business, she still was doing work for Janelle. So Janelle's just lying. Janelle's trying to make a beef with Jen because Jen, like everybody else, is verbalizing how fucked up Janelle is. And we're starting to realize how much of a nasty person she is now that she's talking more. Because remember, Janelle was reserved and wouldn't say much.
Between you and Jen.
Yeah, I must have. Because you probably wondered why I was why I was looking for a different person.
Look how much all of them were against Meri. And everybody wonders why she didn't trust these women. They were all plotting, telling information to Kody to try to get one leg up on the next one, because a lot of them was jealous that she had the legal marriage. They knew that Meri had the most protection, and Robyn knew, because that's why she wanted the position. That's why she talked Meri into it.
Did she ever come to you and ask you to help Meri during this dark time that Meri was going through in Vegas?
No, she never. We didn't never really talk about that.
I was at Janelle's house and she's like,
See, this is how we know that Janelle's a liar. Janelle, when you lie, baby, it don't make sense. So y'all were having a conversation about Meri taking the money and leaving, right? But y'all didn't have a conversation about Meri being in a dark place too. You obviously were talking about Meri with her. So like, stop denying it, because you're looking like a liar. She is a complete liar, and I believe Jen.
is Meri okay? And I said, no, she is not okay. She is definitely not okay. She needs you guys. And then
She was asking if Meri was okay because she didn't want her money leaving. She wanted Meri's money. Meri paid for a lot of her kids to go to college. Meri paid for a lot of her kids' cars. Meri paid for a lot of things because Meri had became the breadwinner. And she still is. She's still the highest earning sister wife. She's the most ambitious. The rest of them wish they were as ambitious as Meri was. And so there was a lot of jealousy there. And I believe that they were telling Kody information to tear her down because she was the one making the most money. She was making so much money, she was employing these mean bitches' daughters. Maddie's raggedy ass, Janelle's daughter, and McKelty's ungrateful ass, Christine's daughter. They weren't employing their daughters because they ain't have no fucking motion. Go ahead, Jen, tell the story.
I left Janelle's and I went to Meri's and I said, just so you know, I was talking about you behind your back. I told her that that they need to come and talk to you. And she goes, well, that'll never happen. I assumed that it was like...
The sister wives were a lot closer?
Yes, I really did. And so I didn't know when I first told Janelle, hey, you guys should go talk to her. So once I finally started to realize that and I saw how unhappy she was, and I saw that no matter what she did and what she tried, I mean, she got a divorce for Pete's sake, just to like make things better for everybody else. And it put her own relationship in complete turmoil at the same time she was becoming an empty nester. And not a single person was there to like help her through that. I mean, you don't go and frame.
Now, I can't really say boo-hoo-hoo for her. I do feel bad that she went through the empty nester phase by herself. But also, her behavior is the reason why people stopped fucking with her. She was mean. She even said that she was mean. And so, but I also believe that she was scapegoated. I don't think she was as mean as people make her out to be. Because all Janelle says is that they were fought over the kitchen. She didn't say like, she won't tell us that them two got into a fist fight. You know? And Meri, I don't want to listen to the rest of this, but, let's listen to the rest of it. We only got like a few minutes. Not even that.
Your marriage certificate to the person that you just got married to, when the sister wife is like, it was just so insane to me that they weren't.
So what Jen is saying is that as soon as they got married, they framed the marriage certificate Kody and Robyn did and was flaunting it in Meri's face and just letting her know, ha, we got you. It's fucked up.
There for her.
No.
Did she ever?
All right. So Meri is writing a book, y'all. I've been following Meri's Instagram, Salty Birches, and I want some of that merch, Meri. I do. I want to be a Salty Birch. And she says she's writing a book. She said the book is coming. And that's what Kody didn't want. That's why they wanted the NDA, because they knew Meri was going to write a book. And Meri's book, I know it's going to be more accurate than Christine's and juicier. And I can't wait, because I believe that Meri is finally ready to tell her truth. And so I've been watching Meri's TikTok, and on there, people have made comments. And one of the conversations was about Meri being direct. And Meri said she's direct, and people was telling her that it was rude. And I'm pretty sure she was rude. But one of the comments that was made, it said, you survive reactive and financial abuse. Your journey has been one of survival, and Meri liked it. Meri finally realizes that Kody and Robyn and the rest of his family have financially abused her. I don't think it was just Kody and Robyn. I think it was Kody, Robyn, Christine, and Janelle, all of them financially abused Meri, took advantage of the fact that she felt guilty for attempting to abandon the family, and just she felt guilty for being unhappy with the situation where her husband didn't love her, and he made it very clear with his actions. But anyway, guys, tell me what you think. Do you think the book with Meri is going to happen? Do you believe Robyn set up the catfish? Or do you honestly believe that Robyn is being scapegoated by the other OG sister wives? Tell me what you think. Make sure you like, subscribe. Make sure you leave 5-star rating. Have a good night.